Is your character not as agile as you would like?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, I really wish he would have missed, and then just falls over.
Is DM's grace in short supply?
Oh, and the candles go out
Yeah.
on the Minotaur's horns.
Is compassion not your character's strong suit?
Minotaur more like beef or more like cannibalism? I'm asking for a friend.
Is persuasion your dump stat?
Be prepared for a caster. Please do not move on their own.
There's no caster here.
Listen long enough, and you too might learn how to roleplay 8 charisma.
Hey, and welcome back. It's time for another episode of Roleplay 8 Charisma. It's time now for our frost-laden summary from the player who, we've had a motion on the table, on the floor actually. For those of you who've been listening, you know that we usually ask the player who has received the most damage last session, most hit points wounded, to give a summary. However, there's been a motion to change that to be or the person who took the most points of exhaustion. So that would be, if that new is true, that would be Euphemia's turn. So Rafe, are you ready to give a summary?
Sure, but I thought Seppi and I are tied for that.
No, I believe you're the only one with 2 points of exhaustion.
How'd that happen? Weren't Seppi and I? I'm happy to give a summary, but I thought Seppi and I were outside for the same amount of time. Oh,
yes,
yeah,
but he made a save. Yes, he made a save. So we discovered that halflings being smaller and not having as much, density to protect them and keep them warm.
I think it's because Pyrrhus from the Nord.
And also Pyrrhus is from the, arguably Pyrrhus should be getting an advantage on this save, but that's something we can negotiate later. But right now, Halfling, you must then give the summary based on this complex
yep. Well, we're in these caves known as the Caves of Wave, Echo, Mind, Anvil. And we've been foraging around in there. There's been a lot of whooshing sounds. And there's these skulls. And we got rid of one skull. I can't remember if we got rid of the second skull or not. I can't remember if Ulrich banished that one or not, if he finally got that together.
This is true, my friend. It is gone.
So we spent a long time in just one room with the skulls, but we finally stretched ahead a little bit and up and to the left, as I remember it. And we kind of had some other branching off hallways to go through, and Pyric reached into his bag of many tricks and popped out a nightmare. And so he grabbed me, we jumped on that, we flew around, which that was really fun. And off in the distance through this doorway portal thing, it was super cold, and there's these trolls. What is it? There's a giant fighting a bunch of things. I forget what they're fighting.
Ice troll, 4 spiders, the glass spider, and the other.
The glass spider's out there too?
He turned
invisible. Black spider.
Black spider. Okay. And there's a wagon with some horses. Now we had competing methods of how to stop the horses, and they all were pretty good. Pyrrhus was to take out just one horse and then couldn't go anywhere. But John's won out, and he spoke with animals, and he won the competing role, and he's beckoning the horses to come hither back to the cave entrance. And we suspect that perhaps is a wagon of warmth, that somehow it creates warmth. I don't know if that's true. I suspect that maybe just the people are wearing boots of the hinterlands or something like that keeps them warm. But in any event, we're really, really excited to get that to start coming back. And there's all sorts of really super heavy ingots on them. And Euphemia kind of pew-pewed a couple bow shots, a little confusion about whether getting off the horse or staying on the horse, but a couple little pew-pew shots into some spiders. And now we're hoping that the troll will just take care of the rest of the spiders as the wagon makes its way back to the doorway. We decided that exhaustion is really bad. And if you get too many levels of it, you die. But currently at the level that Euphemia has, let's see, she gets disadvantage on all ability checks. And at the second tier, other bad stuff happens. I forget what it is. Maybe disadvantages to hit. I'm not sure. And Karluk's been pretty good. He did not get the zoomies. Shadeen's axe is still broken. And what else do we got? Thrall so far, I think that the MVPs were Pyric and Thrall for use of the of the horse and thinking on how to slow the wagon, and then of course Thralric on how to commune with animals. That was pretty good. That's my update.
All right, excellent. Take a point of inspiration there, Euphemia, for that summary. Just a few things to add here. Yes, so as Rafe mentioned, you guys are working your way through the Wave Echo Cave, an old dwarven, apparently mine / forging facility, and it was rumbling a lot. There were some vibrations. There was some phasing in and out. People seeing stars, and then, as you felled the last foes, these doors nearby swung open. Cold air blasted into the cave, and you guys decided to look out of the cave, seeing out there, as Rafe described, a carriage riding off in the distance through this icy snow winter wonderland, which was really sort of jarring considering moments ago it was midsummer in Phandalin. So that's weird. And as it was getting away, these 4 large spiders, which you had seen inside the cave, were now outside, fending off this giant sort of wintry looking troll, ice troll situation. As the carriage is trying to get away, the troll's been working its way through the spiders. One other point, there were 2 riders on the carriage. And at one point during the combat, one of the riders disappeared, just poof, vanished. I believe it was Carla who rolled some pretty good perception and noticed there was an indentation suddenly into snow off to the side of the carriage and some footprints moving away in the snow, away from the carriage, while the carriage was wrestled of the carriage thanks to a long distance animal handling yodel from Thrall, as you described. And despite the fact that the riders of the carriage tried to get control of the horses, they started coming back to the druid. And as you also mentioned, Rafe, Shadeen, I'm sorry, not Shadeen, although Shadeen had some good moments there. It was Shadeen, interestingly, another point, Shadeen does not seem to be affected by the cold in any way. In fact, he keeps observing it's quite warm out, and he's a little confused as to why you're all shivering. And meanwhile, the other thing that, if you missed last episode, everyone, you might have forgotten about this wondrous figurine was gathered by Pyric, which he used for the first time to call to life a nightmare, a giant flame-hooved horse, which can fly. And that's how Pyric and Euphemia ended up flying around in this snowy region, but unfortunately stayed out in the cold a little too long, and Euphemia is quite chilly. I
thought of several more things, Russ.
Yes, please.
One is, and you'll describe this better, but one of the cool mechanics, and I agree with this, even though I'm suffering from it, is this exhaustion. You don't just shake it up. You just don't drink a healing potion or have lay on hands in here. I suppose there could be a spell. I'm not sure what the spell is, but you don't just shrug this off. You're actually suffering from this. So it'll take me, I think, 2 complete long rests in order to shrug off my second tier, unless there's a spell. The powers of Moradin might be able to have something there like restoration or something like that, but we'll leave that to Ulrich to figure out.
Right.
And I had a second.
4 more rounds and be dead, and I could just use a raise dead on you.
Oh, that doesn't sound as good. And the other thing is Ulrich, and I always tend to believe he knows what's going on, certainly more than Euphemia / Rafe. And we were expecting to find a forge. Like when we saw these heavy tracks on this cart, we believe that there's a forge that we need to find within these caves. And so I'm a little bit curious to see what the ingots are for, and there's no forge that we haven't found yet. But that's just me.
Right now our job is to kill said guy on the wagon, get our wagon back, and then we got to find out where the forge is.
And we are still in combat. So the one guy apparently disappeared as missing, although I mentioned the footprints. The other rider in the wagon seems to be a little concerned, and the wagon is heading back towards you, and we're still in the middle of combat because there's also that giant icy sort of troll situation down there. 3 of the 4 spiders have been killed. Giant spiders, I should be clear. There is one, however, giant spider still left, but he was slept. He's actually knocked out unconscious at the moment, thanks to some Karluk magic. So we're going to go back to the combat round. It is actually the giant spider's turn, but he is sleeping. So we're going to skip the giant spider, and we're going to go right to this
hyper intelligent frost troll.
Yes, it's actually you guys don't see all that. You can't see all the initiatives right now on your screen because everybody's on different screens because of some weird token situation, but I can see them all. And I'm happy to say that Thalric, actually, it's his turn. So Thalric, what would you like to do?
I still have my speak with animals up because it's not a concentration and it lasts I think it's 10 minutes. So I'm going to encourage keep calling the animals to come forward where it's nice and warm and they're going to get fed.
Give me some horse language. Like what kind of audio sounds are you projecting?
I am neighing and whinnying and stamping my foot.
So you're being basically yourself.
And I'm swishing my beard around like it's a tail. All right.
Ooh,
so this looks oh no, actually,
I've seen that before. You can't fool me.
I actually have that huge ponytail. If you look at my miniature, I'm waving that around like a tail. All right. I'm gonna come up here. One, two. Is that two? Two. And I believe that puts me within 60 feet of the rider, but I'm going to.
It also puts you in the cold, so you don't have to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's not till the end of the turn, right?
End of the turn, correct. So you're just going to hop in.
So if I go back, it's not.
I like it. Okay, yeah, very trying to maximize that warmth from the cave. There, I get it.
Trying. So he's right on the edge of 60. So I think he's out, but that's sadness because I'm slow and I'm a dwarf.
You could step into the cold more.
You're talking about your mental abilities.
Good.
Oh, see how I did there?
Is this space?
Proud of himself.
Is this space considered warm?
Let's do it this way. We'll call it. If you're in where you're blinking now, John, you'll have to make the save, but you'll have advantage.
All right, and it's Constitution save, Wisbina?
Constitution saving throw.
All right. Why not?
Where you're standing now, you get no advantage. One step back, you get
right. But I'm just trying to
you get safe.
All right. So I'm gonna go. I have to go one more up to get into 60.
Yeah,
hopefully this is all worth it. And then I made those magic stones earlier, which last a minute. So I'm gonna fling one of them at the driver, the Drow.
Okay. Well, driver's a strong word. He doesn't appear to be in control of the cart, honestly.
Well, I'm in control of the cart, but
that's right.
Critical! Oh, like David and Goliath.
Let me go to the cards.
Between the eyes.
Patty.
Oh, that's going to be a good shot there. Let me get the cards out here.
Oh yeah, you got to do your special thing.
Yeah. Well, this is good for you because just like.
Well, let me get rid of that roll then, because it's not 2 dice necessarily.
All right.
They were both 5s. Just take 5.
Luck deck.
There's 5 and 1 actually gets plus
5 hit points.
There's 5 and a 1. Yeah, I don't know what the.
Oh.
All right, hang on. I'm having a moment. Okay, here we go. Is this a blunt object, John?
Yes, it is. Bludgeoning object. It's a stone.
Oh, okay. Drop it. He takes triple damage.
What?
And then he's got to make a DC 14 strength or dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, they drop whatever they're holding, which means he'll lose control of the reins and have no chance of controlling the cart or wresting its control from you. So,
all right. So I'm going to roll a single D6 here.
Let's see if you kill him.
So, but he takes, I had +4, so he takes triple damage, so 24 points of damage.
All right. He's still up, but he is bloodied.
Wow. That made it all worth
between the eyes, and he drops. Well, he's got to make a save. So he's got to make a DC 14 strength check. Here he goes.
He's an elf. He can't make a strength save, right?
It's strength or dex. So he's going to use his dex because clearly.
Oh, well, that's different.
Dex is good. Here he comes.
Roll a 1.
He does not have advantage. Sorry. But he rolled a 6 and a 4. Both of those will fail. So there you go. So he actually goes ahead and he drops the reins. So he has totally lost control of the cart at this point.
All right. Is he looking at me as that river stone embedded in his foot?
He's glaring at you.
All right.
He's glaring at you. You're being glared at.
I wink at him and then head back to the one.
All right.
I think that's a Yarden move, but I did it anyway.
Okay.
All right. So he goes back 2 spaces.
Yep.
And so I have the advantage save now?
Yes, you get an advantage save because it's kind of warmer, but it's still not great.
Come on, Dwarven coolness. Don't fail me now. My high is a
21.
21.
You're good all day. Okay, yeah, so no problem.
Right, so I am done with my turn. Sorry that took so long.
It's chilly out there. Nice job. Okay, nice job, Dalric. Moving on. It is the troll's turn. Now the troll's got to make an intelligence check here. It's got options. It's got it's looking at all of you, and It's looking at the spider, and it's going to make an intelligence check. So here it goes.
And it might smell that tasty elf.
Oh, good point. All right, we're
I
going
was
to
literally going to say the same thing.
All right, well, that's a good point. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a perception check first to see how aware of the surroundings, what his options are, and then we'll do an intelligence check to see if he does anything remotely smart.
Russ, is it actively snowing?
It is actually snowing. Yeah.
So there could be snow buildup on our invisible friend?
Maybe. Well, more likely there might be a snow outline, but it's not heavy snow. It's like a light.
Right. I was just throwing that out there because
only a snow expert like a snow troll could possibly
spot
this guy.
He's used to hunting invisible people in the snow.
His perception's actually quite good. Actually, he senses, he actually looks at a space. This space here where the tracks seem to be ending.
Oh, yeah.
He actually looks over there.
Oh, that's close to him.
Everybody knows trolls love elf flesh anyway.
And he starts to sort of like sniff a little bit, and he's going to make an intelligence check now to see if he can figure out what's going on here. Now, unfortunately, generally speaking, trolls aren't the brightest people in the bunch. So he starts to smell, but he's not really sure what's going on. So he's a little confused, but he seems, at least at the moment, but he's looking around, and as he looks at all of you, you notice his eyes are they glowing red? His eyes have a little glow to them, like a little bit of a dark red glow as he's looking around. But that's his turn because he was a little bit confused by what's going on around him, and he didn't make a good intelligence roll. So on to Karluk. What are you going to do?
Karluk is going to bonus action to maintain the heated metal bits and bobs of the leather armor, studded leather armor worn by the Drow. And I don't really want to make another Constitution save. So from my position, I think I will. Oh, well, you know what? I think I've got a javelin. Let's see. Equipment. Goblin boss's javelin. I sure do. Here we go. Let's see. Is javelin strength or dex to hit with?
Strength. And you'd be disadvantaged because of the range, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to use this. I will have to take off a bonus, but it's going to work. Here we go. Okay. That would be a 12 would be my highest attack roll with disadvantage.
Oh, that is on this guy you're shooting the guy in the carriage, right?
Guy in the carriage, yep.
His armor class is a 14, so he manages to juke to the side as the spear goes a little bit wide.
All right. And with that, Karluk moves quickly back towards the warmth. 3, 4, 5, and 6 behind Thrall.
All right.
Oh, hello there.
And I say go team, but I'm out of party.
I'll say hello there.
All right.
What's up, everybody?
Okay. It's the missing guy's turn. So Karluk, you heated his metal, right?
Oh, yeah. That damage occurs on my bonus action.
Okay, how does that work?
2d8. Here we go. 8 damage.
Wow. Ouch.
And he is disadvantage on skill checks and attack rolls.
Kind of like he has heated seats that went awry.
Ow. All right. Well, that's rough.
I hope he doesn't die invisible.
Karluk,
we'll never find him.
Karluk, make a perception check.
Oh, I'm good at that. Here we go.
Because you were watching his footsteps earlier. So let's see if we can keep spotting him.
Yep. Here we go. 20.
Yeah. So you notice, let me get my little brush here. So you notice the footprints were kind of like still going. And then all of a sudden, when you sort of felt your heat spell pulse again, they sort of staggered a little bit. Whoa. And then he gets control of it again and he keeps going and he's heading off in this direction. Looks like it's going off in this direction. Can you see those little dots I'm making down there?
Does he have to make a concentration test for us if he's using invisibility?
He would, yes. So that's going to have to happen. Oh no! And he turns visible. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's right.
We all know now.
And he is and all of a sudden the troll like snaps his head right at him. And he does not look happy, but he still has a turn. So he was starting to move for it. And then all of a sudden he lost his concentration as he staggered in the snow from the heat damage. In fact, Carly, take a point of inspiration for the heat metal thing, because that's twice now you use that spell in really creative ways.
Will do.
And so this guy now is going to check out his options here. And yeah, that's not good. He just starts to hoof it. So he's going to run as fast as he can.
Troll get attack of opportunity.
Well, he's not adjacent to the troll, and the troll doesn't have reach, so that's okay.
I didn't have reach. Okay.
He got away from the troll, but before he's turned invisible. So he gets about to here, but he also has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. With
What is his
disadvantage.
Constitution like?
Disadvantage.
Is there disadvantage on Constitution saving throws?
Oh, that's true. Let me check. I got it.
But it's okay. He fails anyway.
Oh, good.
So I'm gonna have to give him a little note here.
Oh, it's ability checks.
Okay, that's not a save, but he looks like he's shivering pretty good. And Euphemia, you can relate to that. Okay, and speaking of Euphemia,
One more and his speed will be half. The troll will just run him down.
well, that's not looking good for the guy. All right, Euphemia, you're up.
Okay. Euphemia's teeth are chattering. She pulls her cloak closer around her. She repositions both of her bows. She's got two bows now, two quivers, moves them around. She says, Park, I think I got to get inside. And so she will, in game mechanics, wait. And her action will be that if anybody gets within 80 feet of the mouth entrance, or looks like they're attacking, like the troll goes and starts to run towards the door, she will shoot that person, creature, monster.
All right. So are you still in the back of the nightmare, right? All right. Is your miniature on the table? It's not, right? We had you in the room. Okay.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, there's no pirate
I think I
and
never
there's
brought it over
no.
'cause you're on the horse. Yeah.
So does
All right.
he need to make another save at the end of his turn?
He does. So Euphemia, you got to make
Shoot, at the end
another.
of my turn, I was somehow thinking Pyre could get us inside and then I could do it.
Nope.
All right.
Go for it.
I'm going to use inspiration. And what is it, a con check?
The Constitution. Yeah. Just DC 10. You can do it. I believe in you.
All right, here we go.
You want it to be a dwarf, act like one. There we go.
There it is. Got on the first roll. Good thing you used inspiration. 19. All right. So you made that round. Okay. Shadeen.
Okay.
Don't you have 150 on that thing?
Something along those lines, but I don't think it's quite that much.
It's 120 feet.
120 is what I was thinking, and I can't. The map is such that it's very difficult to get everybody where you need them. So I still don't understand this cold of which you're speaking. So I'm gonna be just moving myself out a little further here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on out. It's fine.
Don't fall in that ice hole right there.
And who you talking a far? Who you calling a fargan ice hole?
You little fargan ice holes.
All right, so here we go with an Eldritch Blast.
Who are you shooting now? Who'd you decide on?
What's that?
Who are you shooting with the Eldritch Blast?
This feller over here.
The guy way down there. Okay. Yeah. Nice. I like it.
Yeah. Eldritch Blast.
Formerly invisible dark elf.
Above a 10, Craig, you're due.
Formerly invisible, yes. The artist formerly invisible. The dark elf formerly invisible.
Crit.
Here we go. Oh, that's no good.
It's above a 1.
That's like the opposite of a crit.
Yes. Well, thankfully not that either. But now I've got him in my sights.
Yeah. But you also miss. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else there, Shadeen?
No, I wave my nether parts in his general direction.
All right. And you all notice Shadeen doesn't appear to be having any trouble at all.
It's a dragon thing.
Apparently not. He's throwing his nether parts out there. So.
It's a dragon
Dangling
thing.
all the bits.
I'm waving my tail.
Speaking of dangly bits, it's Ulrich's turn.
My beard keeps me warm though. I'm going to cast Bless. As far as that goes, and I'm going to bless those that are the most worthy. And I can get within 30 feet. I can get 3 creatures. So Morden, protect us from the cold. It adds +4 D4 to your saves versus the cold when you're out there.
Nice.
I will get let's see, not myself. I'm gonna get I don't want to get my brother. Maybe I should. All right. I'm gonna get my Euphemia. I'm gonna get our bard and all right, yes. I will
do Shadeen over me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I will get Shadeen. And Shadeen, so that gives you +D4 to hit. So that next time, if you roll a 3, maybe you'll get like a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I don't need your God's blessing.
If I roll a 3, I'd get like a 7.
So you 3 all have +D4 to attacks and saving throws. Whilst Morden's blessing are upon you. And
don't be tainting me with a touch of Morden.
Oh, you should be so fortunate. That was Morden's touch. All right.
So Shadeen is blessed. Who else is blessed? Shadeen
It's going to be
just as we thought all hope was lost, our noble savior has arrived.
Yeah. It's going to be Dan, Craig, and Rafe are all going to get. So Euphemia, Shadeen, and Karlik.
All right. Okay. And so it is now Pyrrhic's turn.
Well, these elves from the Underdark, you got to respect that they're going down in a blaze of glory.
Oh, there it is.
So the very first thing that I could do is first make sure that this one way over here is going to feel the inverse of the power of the North. I am going to use the firebolt, as I have been known to craft terrible footing for people, and melts the terrible ice and snow around him so that he either sinks in and it instantaneously freezes him in place, or it turns to ice and is so slick and it knocks him down.
Yeah.
So
which one are you shooting? Did you say the one on the carriage?
No, that one's fine. No.
Are you going long? You're going down?
Oh yeah, I've got the height advantage. Yeah. I'm going to make this happen.
So for those who aren't seeing the video version of this, we are on an snowy plain here. Pyrrhic is riding the back of a flaming nightmare horse, and it's a very large map. So we're like almost 100 feet, 120 feet from the farthest opponent. So they're doing some very long range shooting here.
Okay,
all right.
Then.
Go ahead, Pyrrhic. Take your best shot.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Damn.
That's a 26.
So that firebolt hits. It finds its mark. Roll damage, sir.
Well, no, I care about the footing.
Oh, the footing.
I repeat myself. It's the footing that I care about.
So what is your intent to do to the footing here?
It's either melt it so that it instantaneously turns to ice and freezes him in place, or turns it into ice, and so he is treacherous and he falls down.
And you rolled really well. What was your final score there?
26.
26. So I'm going to have
24. One of those really high.
I'm going to have him do an opposed dex check against.
Yeah, it's 24 according to.
So 24 is higher than the collective scores that Shadeen will roll all day.
Probably true. All right.
That's true.
So he's going to try to make a dexterity save here to avoid this creative use of fire. So here we go. He's going to make his roll.
Oh, no, he won't.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, no, he won't.
So he's actually going to, let's call it trip and fall on the instant ice patch that appeared below his feet. And so he is now prone.
That seems good for Mr. Troll. Mr. Troll!
Yes.
Pyrrhic has run the Northern District dinner bell. Northern dinner bell.
For this poor NPC here. So he is now prone.
Okay. Then me and Moody and that poor icicle that is Euphemia are going to travel into the cave away from the cold.
All right.
And when I am able, we will dismount and I will help Euphemia warm.
Okay. You going all the way back into the cave or just?
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm spent.
Right.
I can't do any more.
Okay, I'll move you back. I'll move you and Rafe back into the cave so you can see what's going on there. So just going back to the cave real quick. Yeah, so flipping, for those who have never tried this before, flipping back and forth on Roll20 is actually relatively painless, but it takes a moment. So Rafe, I'm putting you back in the Wayback Caves. And why don't I recognize your symbol here, Seppi? Let's see. Your icon is a
flaming unicorn.
No, well, that part I got. I think you're the are you the little green speckled thing? Oh yes, I got you. Yeah, you're there. You should not be looking at your
That's usually what people get after they steal my flaming unicorn.
Okay, well, move okay. Pyric and Euphemia then are back inside the Wayback Caves. And it is now the giant spider's turn. So yeah, sleep just goes, right, until either someone smacks him or the duration runs out, but the duration's like forever in rounds. So yeah, the spider's just snoozing.
Or he dies from not making his saves.
Yes. So it is Thalric's turn. Go ahead, Thalric.
This wagon hasn't moved at all.
Oh, you're right. I haven't got back to that guy. Is he not on?
And I don't know if the guy went either.
Oh, yes. Thank you. He's not on the initiative tracker. Let me just add that real quick.
I mean, he can bleed out as far as I'm concerned, but I do want the wagon to come closer.
No, that's fair. I'm going to add him here. So I'm just going to add the wagon. I'm going to put
as we previously mentioned, I'm in control of the wagon.
We'll put it in the top. So yes, where are you giving? You said the horses to come and you haven't changed?
Yeah. I've been usher them towards us where it's warm and there's food.
20. They can't go very fast in the snow. They're not really designed.
That's fine. I can't go very fast at all. So
when this guy goes, he actually also tries to leap out. So he's going to make a dexterity check here to see how he does.
I want him to roll a 1 and
he goes prone.
Does he get run over by the wheel?
He leaps out and rolls a 1 and goes prone.
Well, it was a 2, but we'll take it.
Which means he's now no longer in the cart. So he's got to make a little constitution.
The only problem with him being prone is it's disadvantage to hit him with range weapon.
Yeah. He's okay on the exhaustion situation. So he is, but he's prone. He missed the rest of his turn, so he's having a bad day. Okay. So now, Thalric, it's your turn.
Bastard. I couldn't just stay upright. You pansy. All right. I'm going to I'm so out of things to do. It's crazy. All right. I guess I'm going to do this because it seems appropriate. No, that doesn't seem. Damn it. I guess what I will do, I'm gonna I guess I'll just throw a stone at him and hope I hit with a disadvantage. So let's get that over with. He should be in 60 feet now, so I don't even have to move. Oh, I'm gonna move in more here. Let's go here. And then I'll throw, so I'm not in the cold anymore. And then I will throw another magic stone at him. With disadvantage. Come on, baby. That's going to be 2 2s, so that's not really going to matter either way.
Yeah, that seems like a miss.
So I ricochet that stone off the ground, and then I'm done.
All right. It is the Winter Troll's turn, and he goes charging after his newfound prey. So let's see his speed here. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30. He's going to have to run. So he actually runs all the way up. By the way, Thalric and who can see him? Thalric, Karlik, and Ulrich, make some perception checks for me. As you kind of see this big frosty troll running along the ground here.
24.
I'm right out there,
8.
man.
That's high for me.
Yeah, you can too. Can't Shadeen see out there?
Shadeen, you can also. Yes, sorry, Shadeen. Yes, you too.
I'm sorry,
Shadeen. My
I'm
bad.
the point of the spear, man.
You are the point of the spear.
With
In fact,
2 eyes that see at least 20% of the time.
That's right. All right.
Let's get roll your 1 and get it over with. Oh wait, that's good.
Hey now, how about a 9?
I got a 24, Russ. Did I see anything?
The 24 is a really good roll. So you see a few things, and it sort of makes sense with your commune with nature, kind of understanding of how things work, even though you're not an expert on cold per se. A couple things. One, you could have swore you saw earlier when the troll was fighting the spiders more closely, the telltale signs of some bite marks in his shoulder and his upper chest and his pectorals. Those all seem to have faded away to nothing. And those wounds appear to be gone. Also, that he seems to be like, there's this like small cloud of like mist, or is it frost, just sort of like radiating from his flesh as he runs. He's even like a little trail of frost almost as he runs along the ground there. Okay. He closes in the gap on the guy there. And also, that's all he does. Okay. And now it is, also, John Thalric, you notice, you're pretty sure, I mean, because you rolled a 24, you're almost certain that where I'm pinging right now, you see where I'm pinging, John?
Yep.
There's a little like snow mound there, and it kind of looks like the snow mound moved.
Crap.
Okay, and it is Karlik's turn.
All right. Karlik gets out his last javelin, aims it, and says, "This is for my kin," and whips it at the drow right there. Completely believing that these drow have to be commanding the bugbears that attacked his village.
This is the drow that's prone in front of you, or
the
drow
one prone in front of me. Yeah, I think that's the only one the javelin possibly could reach over.
You get to add a D4 to your attack roll.
Oh, nice.
Disadvantage because he's prone. Don't forget.
With disadvantage, I'm on a 15 currently.
16.
And plus a D4?
Yeah.
16.
16 is a hit.
Oh,
Your
wow.
your javelin finds its mark. Damage check.
4 damage plus my strength plus another 4, 8 damage.
Ow, that looks like it hurts. He is writhing in pain. In fact, he has to make a concentration check. He's okay. All right, he's good. And anything else there, Karlik?
Bonus action, maintain heat metal on the guy who's trying to get away. 9 damage.
All right. Oh, 9 damage, really? Ouch. Okay, hang on. He does not look happy about that.
Oh, and Russ, I checked. Sleep is 1 minute, so there's probably maybe 6 rounds left on it, I'm guessing.
I'm trying to decide if the heating metal, while it's damaging him, gives him any kind of advantage against the cold checks. Having trouble with that one. All right, moving right along. It is actually the guy who just got burnt by the heat metal's turn, and he let's see.
He's wetted pants, but it would freeze, so he's gonna have to run.
He's prone at the moment too.
He is prone, so he's going to stand up. And he doesn't really have much choice here. This is not good. This is not a good situation for anybody to be in. I mean, he's going to stand up. He's going to disengage, and he's going to run like the dickens. But he can't run full speed because
he's only got half his movement left.
Right. Is it half? Oh, because he stood up too. Yeah. So his speed is only
half your move to stand
5,
up.
10.
Attack of opportunity.
No, he's
Attack of
disengaged.
opportunity.
He disengaged. He disengaged.
Oh,
But still,
But he
doesn't
can
make it
only
very
move
far.
because he disengaged. He can't dash. So at least there's
Right.
a.
So it did slow him down. And
Unless
now
he's got some special ability.
Yep. Nope. And now he's got to also make a winter saving throw here. Oh, a natural!
No, does that count as two?
Super two points of exhaustion. Oh God. This guy's like turning blue,
He's at half speed now.
which is hard to tell. No, he's exhaustion level 3 now.
Oh crap, he's
So
done.
he's good.
So he'd only be a quarter speed then because he had to get up.
He already failed one. He was
No,
exhaustion.
he didn't.
level
He
1.
didn't become. He lost 2 on this. Is what
He rolled
happened.
a
I think.
natural 1. So he was a 1 exhaustion already. He
Okay.
rolled a natural 1, which adds 2 more points of exhaustion. So now he's exhaustion level 3, which I put in the chat earlier. That
disadvantage
is-
on attack rolls, saving throws. His
He's
speed
got
is half.
disadvantage. His speed is half, and he's got disadvantage on everything. Yeah. The next one is hit points go to half. So that's not good. Okay, he is staggering. The cold is like clearly biting deep. I mean, mistakes were made for this guy. Let's be honest. Okay, not a great way to go for a main character for the first half of the campaign. But here we go. Okay, so moving right along.
I think it's poetic.
It's kind of poetic.
Before
Euphemia,
you die, tell us your name.
Euphemia, if you want to sort of experience what this guy's experienced, you can just leave the cave and you'd be right there. with him.
Now we can be in the cave mouth and we roll for it with advantage, right?
No, if you're
If you're standing where we are, you don't roll at all.
Yeah, if
Oh.
you're standing where they are, you're fine. If you step 1 step out, it's advantage. 2 steps out, and you're on your own.
So you could be in this square behind Ulrich.
Yeah, if
or
you want to come to this map,
yeah.
I can move you over there.
Yeah, there's 3 squares behind us still.
Well, you're
Okay.
freezing, so it's fair to say you're just like you don't want to be anywhere near the cave, possibly.
All right, I'd like a bow ring. I can't do it because of the way the tiling is working. Could I have a bow check for distance to the drow?
Oh, I'll move you to the. You want to see the other cave? Hang on. I'll bring you back, and I will bring your character over. Where's your fiend?
I've never shot a bow with this longbow.
155.
Cool. All right. Well, long range is 320.
You just have disadvantage. Just roll up.
Yeah. And how does it work? I know we have to attune to the other bow. Is it that the bow just won't work, or it works as a bow, or is it just that you know that it's a +10 bow, but I don't, so you apply +10? Like, how does that all work?
It depends on the bow. So right now, you don't know anything about it except that it looks cool.
Usually, you don't get the magical benefits of something you have
Yeah,
to attune to.
If it's got attunement requirements by mechanics, you get no advantages except
All
for
right.
the normal short.
So
Because
I will
it's
take
a balancing
out
mechanic.
my trusty bow. Pew, pew, pew. Check the tension, check the air, and pew, launch an arrow. And no, I had to move to get up there. Okay.
Who are we viewing? Are we viewing the? You should be able to see the map now, Rafe. Ping who you're going to shoot.
Hold on, I'm on John's screen.
I think he's shooting the one that is just freezing to death way out there.
Yep.
Oh, okay. There's one. They're both having a bad day. One is next to the cart, falling on the ground in the snow, impaled by a javelin.
This one.
against the Karluk. And then, the one down by the troll. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Take a best shot. It's a long range. Is it long range? I think it's
This is one of those
Long
arc,
range.
this is one of those arcing shots. It'd be sweet if you hit it.
disadvantage to shoot because it's
Yep,
long.
I want to hit it right in the back of his thigh.
Okay.
I know you can't call shots, but that's just cinematically what I'm doing.
Okay. I like it. Hey, if you roll well, maybe you did.
Oh no, it's already starting out poorly.
Okay. Well, that's
A
okay.
6 and a 16. 16 is pretty good.
But he takes the
Disadvantage.
low. He takes the
So
low.
disadvantage.
Rafe,
Yeah, that's
roll,
not
plus,
good.
roll a plus D4.
I did recover the arrow.
Oh, so you got a 10. You got a 10. What's your plus to hit?
It's a lot. It's like +6. +6.
So he's got a 16, Russ. Does a 16 hit him?
Oh, 16 is exactly what you need.
Because of the blast.
Morden, by the power of Morden.
Morden guide his arrow true.
All right. Nice.
That's sweet.
Okay.
I love that you guys are out of all your tricks. Just like, but
Is that guy bloodied at this point, Russ, or no?
Actually not.
Okay.
That's poop. Oh wait, I can re-roll it. 4 + 4, 8 points of piercing damage.
The arrow does strike true. He is still not bloodied.
Does it actually break his skin because he's so frozen? I'm just curious.
It definitely doesn't feel good. Okay.
It shatters his thoughts.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. All right. Okay.
that was awesome, Euphemia.
Nice shot.
Oh, and Morden. Although that's John giving you credit. My other guy. Bravo.
Exactly.
All right. Shadeen.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
This,
Thrall thinks
this
it was the
area here,
wind.
is this thin ice this here?
Where are you trying to
Or
go?
is that just for picturesque?
Oh no, everything has a reason, Craig. You should know that well.
Yeah.
So the ice is cracked, and there are places where it's thin. So where it looks like there's a hole in the ice, it's just thinner
Really
there. So
thin.
it probably would support your weight.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
Yeah, you
you're
don't weigh that
Russ.
much.
So on.
I mean, I don't know.
Just
Try it.
shift over
There's only
here.
one way to find out.
You can literally just shift over here and shoot him.
I do that. I'm shifting over there.
Oh,
Don't
Yeah.
tell me what to do.
too
I'm
late.
no
You're
remote control NPC.
As you get sort of near the edge of that sort of thinning area,
Yep.
you hear a not at all disconcerting crack.
Yeah. Oh,
I couldn't tell you what to do.
okay. This. Wait, but plus D4.
You're blessed, though. You're blessed.
With the
Yeah, still not enough.
Oh.
Just not my game. I step away from the hole.
Well, I think the crack threw you off in your aim. It was a little disconcerting. I guess it
natural
was.
ability to roll a 3 to hit. It's not really
All
helping.
right. Nice job. Okay, Shadeen, anything else?
No, I don't even have a wise.
Craig, I'm going to
comment.
strongly suggest you change the color of your dice.
I was just thinking that.
Ulrich, you're up.
All right. So many things to do, so little time. All right. We are going to test the limits of this right here. Actually, no, I'm just going to crossbow this dude in the ground. Actually, better yet, I am going to hold my action that as soon as this guy stands up, I'm going to shoot him with a crossbow.
Ah, smart. Look at that. Okay.
This is smart.
All right.
Somebody must have told them to do that.
Pyric.
We see my hit roll.
Stepping off of Moody, I nestle its neck with my nose, and I lean into its ear, and I say, "Swallow his soul," and I command Moody to attack the down elf.
Oh, so he goes flying back out. Can he make it out there? He's like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
A
And
90 movement.
I took, for some reason, I took Moody off the map, not thinking, so I'll bring him right back.
So
Yeah,
he
Moody.
attacks with advantage the prone guy.
Yes. So back to the other map. All of a sudden, out of the cave comes a nightmare of a steed. Moody. He's a little bigger. than
He's cute.
He got tiny. He's like a little pony.
Moody.
I love you,
I
Moody.
love Moody.
I love
All right, here
Moody.
he goes. Moody comes running up. Roll to hit there, Moody.
All right, I'm roll.
Did I give you the nightmare stat?
Oh,
I believe Moody struck home.
Moody crits on a 19.
Does he?
No.
I was going to say, let me bring up the nightmare stat.
No, I'm making that up, Russ. I just wanted him to crit on a 19.
I don't know why my nightmare's not showing up, but here he goes. There he is. Moody. All right, let me share Moody with the class. Oh, it doesn't let me share Moody with the class. Anyway, okay. So Moody, his attack, are you shooting? He can attack with his hooves. So
Yeah.
he has +6 to hit with his hooves. So
We got a 25 to hit.
25. So you are going to strike true. The damage of the hooves is 2d8 +4 bludgeoning plus an additional fire.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Oh, so good. Okay, you said 2d8, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And then 2d8 +8 +6.
2d8 +8 +6. Yes.
Okay, here's the 2d8 +8
Ooh.
+6. What was that total?
14 total.
14.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, that's
There's Moody. Okay. So 2d8 +4. Yeah. So Moody curb stomps the guy.
And then sucks in his essence into his flaming visage.
Yeah. What you said. So the what's interesting though is as the creature dies,
He turns into that thing.
Goo.
He's a doppelganger.
It
Or whatever
suddenly
that
looks
thing was.
like. It suddenly looks like this.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. But then Moody starts to like gnaw on him, and it's just even worse.
He only looks like that for a second.
A moment. And that
Then he
moment
gets all
gone.
soggy.
Okay, so one other thing I'll do for you here, Seppi. So this nightmare here, I'm going to do a couple things. One, I'm going to show it to you. So now you
Did Moody kill the bugbear archer? I thought he did. I commanded him to do the same thing too.
I think he may have, yeah.
Because then that's 2 souls that he swallowed, and I'm very excited about that. Oh, Moody. Oh, Moody. Gonna live the skull chart for Moody.
All right,
little
so
ears on this one.
So Seppi, I have I added Moody to the things on the right hand side there, some of the handouts. So you'll see there's a Moody there on the list now on the right.
Okay. So this is Moody's head count, everybody. So he's got one of those and he's got one with the ears.
It's like he killed a baby Yoda.
He did.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, so you'll get Moody now, and I don't think anybody else can see his stats, but I believe Seppi, I gave you the ability to control him, so I think you'll see his stats on his character sheet.
Oh, thank you.
So I think you have full stats on Moody now.
You betcha. That's some special fighting there. Thank you there, Russ. I appreciate it.
So there's Moody. Okay, moving on. It is the giant spider's turn, who is still snoozing. Although he's starting to turn blue, so that's disconcerting. And it is now the carriage's turn. John, the carriage is closing in on you. What are you going to do? It's about to it's pulling up next.
My turn's next, so I'm actually going to grab them by the reins.
Okay, so
and I'm gonna lead them into the cave with my turn.
All right, so now that it's your turn next, why don't you make an animal handling check with advantage to kind of take control of them?
Yeah, I'm talking to him as I'm doing the whole Aragorn thing, but better because I'm a dwarf.
Calm them down, but you have advantage because they're already listening to you, so you just got to kind of rein them in and bring them
animal handling with advantage. Come on, baby.
All 3 of you, since so Ulrich.
Not my best work. I got an 11.
Unfortunately, you don't need to be too good at this because they don't mind going into the warmer area. But all 3 of you, so Karlik, Thalric, and Ulrich, are standing right next to the horses now. And as they get closer to you, you sense a small amount of warmth coming off both the horses and the yoke area of I don't know the proper terminology for a horse cart, but the part of the cart that connects to the horses. I think that's the yoke.
Yoke.
Yeah, and then you'll notice the carriage on the map here is correct. It's a 2-wheel carriage, so it's not a very big carriage, but it is full and pretty laden with this sort of dark, almost midnight black, but very shiny bricks of some kind of metal.
So, Russ, I'll just let him past us, and then basically the butt of the cart will be. Got to grab the right thing. Will be right here, right behind Karlik.
All right. So you've recovered the cart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
and
good.
I'll stay on this map though, just because. Oh, and also as I guide him in, I said we've got to be careful. There's another creature moving out there in the snow to the we'll call this north. So I will say that is southeast, right above the troll. Oh, and the troll is healing, but most of us knew that.
All right. Okay. It is now the troll's turn. So the troll closes the gap easily now on the slowed down dark elf down there, and the troll makes a swing.
Does he say puny dark elf?
You hear a growling noise of some kind. If it's a language, though, it's not one you know. Although, Pyric, are you in the cave or out here?
No, I'm looking out to make sure that nobody succumbs to the cold, so I can drag them.
Why don't you make you're really good at languages, right?
I am.
Why don't you make I don't know if there's a language check, but there's like a knowledge check, right? Or history check. I always want there to be a knowledge check in D&D. There isn't one. Can make a
There's history. I'm good at it.
Make a history check. And I would normally give you advantage, but because he's so far away, I'm going to cancel your advantage with disadvantage. So it's a straight up roll. So make a straight up roll.
Okay. I'm very good at this.
You are good at language.
And history. So that is my deal.
How we do?
I got a 19.
That is quite good.
It is quite good.
Even at this distance, you realize that is not a normal grunt. That is actually a very rare language that you didn't really know was still in usage. But in some of your scholarly studies, especially in your research of the Nord, you remember there is some sort of language, and you're trying to put your finger on it. You're like, was it troll? No, it was like mole. Troll, Molger troll. There's some language that you remember was like a troll-like language, and you're thinking that guy actually said something. You're not sure what. Too far away. Plus, it's not a language you really know. But you're pretty sure he spoke a language you've heard of before. So which indicates A, language, and B, potentially some kind of intellect. All right.
Oh my.
Yeah. So the troll actually goes ahead, and we're gonna see if his something happens here real quick. A little roll there, and look at that. As you think you're hearing him say something, the troll inhales deeply, and all that little frosty bits that were sort of floating around his skin center around his nose and mouth, and he exhales just pure frost, just in like a cone-like shape, comes right out and completely engulfs the dark elf. And the dark elf has to make a saving throw
with disadvantage.
Yes, he is having a very, very bad day. So he does not get a good saving throw, and so the frost completely engulfs him. And he takes some damage. You guys don't know exactly how much damage he takes, but you do know. You've seen some pretty bad stuff. And so this is just to give you an idea in sort of game mechanics terms, but this is sort of like the amount of damage you see happening from a distance. Oops.
Wow. Looks like a lot.
Drama. The drama was not. There we go. There it is.
Oh.
Right. So just a huge amount of frost happens there.
For the record,
yes.
Is that bad? Is that worse or not as bad as being crit by a Cyclops club?
It's in the ballpark.
Okay.
It's the ballpark of having 2 crits from a bugbear for sure.
That's right. It's in that.
Oh, it's in that. Okay.
And the guy just like crystallizes right up and is completely solid. Like his hair goes straight back. It's just full ice. And in fact, I don't know if I have that book anymore. But his hair goes straight back, and he just like the troll just like picks him up like an ice statue and is like looking at him. And at that moment, actually, the thing you saw moving over there, Thalric, continues to move a little bit, and you guys all hear a little more grunting and pounding noises with some clicking, and the troll seems to look over at where that movement is happening, right over here. And as the last part of his action, he takes a couple steps in that direction, carrying in just one hand, he's got the frozen, basically, statue of the dark elf, the elf sickle. Yes, as he starts to step over there.
The dark elf sickle.
Yes. And it is now Karlik's turn.
Kalik's going to look really closely at the icicled elf to see if it starts to change at all, even though it's frozen in ice to one of the.
It's a gooey thingy that has its soul absorbed there, Kalik.
No, he's talking about the one that's frozen.
Yeah, the frozen one.
Oh, okay. The one the trollsicle?
Yeah, the trollsicle. Yeah, did it start to change at all?
No, it's still, strangely, it still looks exactly like a dark elf. Right. Except frozen.
It looks exactly as it looked when it was frozen solid.
Yeah, it was like flash frozen as a dark elf.
We need that Drow sickle.
Goodbye. Let's see. Yeah, looks like Moody's handling things here. I am going to just assist Thrall with getting the wagon on inside. So I'll just be doing aid and others, and I'll maintain concentration for a few more minutes on my heat metal spell, just for good measure.
Help defrost him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, he's not going anymore. And it is now Euphemia's turn. What are we doing, Euphemia?
I'm going to. Is investigation allowed to try to figure out where the troll may be going? Is he going towards a cave? Is there a sunken in thing? Is there another elf in white camo, or is that more perception? I'm not trying to cheese.
Probably more perception at this point, since you're trying to look for things you don't know where they are, or if there's anything you're trying to see if there's more going on. So I'd say perception at the moment.
Okay. I don't know what I rolled. It's not showed up on John's screen.
It's not showed up on my screen either.
Oh, I heard the bloop, bloop noise.
Must be working on it.
Oh, I heard something.
There you go. Wait, I see it. You got a 12.
All right.
So yeah, it's hard to tell what's happening. You with a 12, you also are hearing the sort of it seems like there's some sort of vocalization coming from this area.
Okay.
But not really easy to see what's going on there.
And have we heard the whoosh noise at all?
When you were back in the cave, you did hear it, but out here you don't hear it so much.
Even though I'm in the cave, but I'm on the little platform.
With the 12 perception, you do hear it. It's a little quieter out here, but you can hear it still. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Correct.
And has any flickering occurred?
Not since you've entered the coal so far. So,
Interesting.
so far, so good. Anything else there? Good questions, though.
All right. That's all I'm thinking.
Janine, what's up?
Well, that's a tough one. So I think what I'm going to be doing is moving one.
Come inside. We're shutting the doors.
6. And I'm going to be focusing in this general area towards this guy here, and I'm going to keep an eye on him. And I'm going to keep an Eldritch Blast in my pocket in case I suddenly decide I'm not happy to see him. I will hold my action in case a threat appears.
All right. Okay. So nice. What are you going to do if a threat appears? And define a threat, because you have to make it very
define a threat would be something that looks threatening.
Okay.
And
well, is it just anything showing up, or it's got to be like aiming a weapon at you, or what is your definition of that?
I want that dark elf, and so if it threatens to take the dark elf or seems to otherwise threaten me or any of my compatriots, then I will shoot an Eldritch Blast in its general vicinity, probably missing in a very dramatic fashion.
Okay, but if it starts to leave with the dark elf, you're also going to shoot.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't know exactly what to shoot at. So I don't know if it starts to leave, like walk away.
So what did you say? The dark elf? You want the dark elf?
Yes.
Did I follow that correctly? So
no, what I'm dealing with right now is a 13-year-old DM doing a genie.
No. I'm trying to understand, like,
that'll be exactly what you're going to do.
Well, so with a declared action, with a held action, you have to have a specific trigger. And you said anything threatening. So I have to know, like,
something
just anything new you haven't seen
physically
before?
threatening me or my friends.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. Ulrich, what do you want to do?
Yeah. I'm just going to make way for this to come in and hold my reaction. If anything attacks Shadeen, I guess he's all that's out there. There's no reason to go nuts on this. I'll shoot it, but otherwise I'm making way for the cart. With my interaction, I remove Euphemia's arrow from the horse and give it back to her.
Okay. Nice. The horse is not happy about that. All right. Pyric.
Moody, as a creature from the sky, has an 11 perception. Can Moody see this thing that is commanding the troll?
Make a perception check for Moody.
Moody. All right, Moody. I'm just gonna roll my normal Oh no, I can do it over here. Hold on a second. Oh, Moody. Let us see what we can see. Woo! Yeah, that's a 22.
22 for Moody?
Yeah, Moody's really good at this. Moody is really good at this.
Wow.
I think you're reading the wrong thing, but
is it passive perception or is it actual
passive perception is different than your perception bonus.
It's not a bonus. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Passive perception is what you have if you had rolled the base 10.
Yes.
Right.
So,
But I think he only has a +1 if that's the truth, but I can't see
right.
that.
So he's
Oh,
a
never
12.
mind then. I was
That's
doing it
still
under
good.
the idea that he was a sky creature and could see
Well, no, it's
down
a
on
great.
things.
It's still a great effort, and he sees about as much as Euphemia did. So he's also hearing the dialogue coming from right around.
No, it's all good. I now know he's a creature of speed rather than a chick.
Yes, he's a flaming screech creature of speed.
He is good. And then I will command the creature of speed to come inside because I would not want to lose my companion or any other dragonoid companions or anything else to just randomly staying out there for no reason. But I will keep that on the inside because it's fine.
All right, so he goes back towards the inside then. All right, thank you, Seppi. The giant spider seems to have frozen to death and is not moving anymore. So that's the end of him. And the wagon is under Thrall's control. So speaking of Thrall, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm passing the wagon off to the others so that it can just be brought inside. I'm going to try to I'm going to use my perception and try to identify what is calling the troll over there. Hopefully I'm going to roll super awesome. That was not super awesome. I think I rolled a 4. Yeah. All right. So I can't tell. So I'm going to, as I back into I'll follow the back of the carriage into there. Yeah. And I'll be like, Shadeen, Shadow Child, I understand what you want, but we get to get back in here. We're tapped.
It's all right. I've got it.
So I'll wait for Shadeen before I actually go in the cave.
Euphemia will take the reins, and she kind of just stood there looking, so she'll take the reins.
Okay. And I'll just wait. I'll keep an eye on Shadeen.
If Shadeen dies, we'll at least know it was out there to kill people.
No, this is the things that Shadeen cares about. They go on a random crazy quest by themselves, and if we don't like back them up through insanity, they get really mad, and I get a lecture that takes like an hour and a half of scolding.
I think back for a minute and go, do not trust Pirk with the horses.
In the rear view mirror.
Oh my God, I wrote it all down. It's like pages and pages of scorn.
It was only page and a half when I wrote it down.
Okay.
All right.
You were instructed to return to your friends who say, come inside.
It's the troll's turn, Russ. I'm done.
Okay. So the troll starts to stroll. The troll is looking towards all of you, sort of, and he starts to walk north this way, carrying the still holding the frozen dark elf. He looks towards you and strolls back and forth. You, those of you that have been watching him, you notice his eyes still have this sort of red glow to them. And as he walks from this area where you've been hearing some talking, a bluish creature emerges from a snowdrift. In fact, it almost looks like the snowdrift was the creature or something. But in any case, this creature emerges from the snowdrift, and he's a humanoid, a good size humanoid, and he's got sort of a very blue. His flesh looks very similar to that of the troll. He's just not as big as the troll. In fact, he looks just like. Let me show you guys what he looks like.
I don't know what that is.
That's gross looking.
I'll show it to you. It looks just like this.
Looks like a schmoog on bed.
He looks like this.
Still looks like.
And he's got sort of a very blue sort of skin. He's wearing these furs. He's got the staff, and he starts to make these gestures and these guttural noises. And again, Pyric, you recognize it as sort of that language that you're remembering some of. And he starts to like sort of pound his chest occasionally to accent certain syllables. And he also like starts to slap his thighs, kind of like a Maori warrior a little bit. And as he does so, he gestures to the creature again, and some of the red in the creature's eyes starts to fade a little bit. And the guy making these gestures starts to appear a little stronger and a little more heartened. And he gestures towards the east, towards where I'm pinging now. And he starts to walk that way. And the troll also starts to sort of follow him, carrying the dark elf. And they just start to walk off, kind of ignoring you guys.
Bye, little friends. Thanks for helping
Don't
out.
worry, Shadeen. I can track a falcon on a cloudy day. We'll get it later.
Good luck
track a troll
finding
in
your
his nose.
dad.
And that was the troll and the troll's sort of guy there, little troll, big troll, and little troll. And now it is Karluk's turn. Karluk, what are you going to do?
Being that Karluk has spent some time up in Icewind Dale, can I roll a history check to see if I would know anything about this little fellow?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Inspiration. We'll use it.
Inspiration, I like it.
With my superior bardic knowledge and excellent memory for all things rare and barely known by most common folk, I get an 11.
Yeah, you got an 11. Okay. You've actually so that's not a great roll, not gonna lie, but it beats a 10. So I'll give you in my head, if you had made a 15 or better, you'd have known actually some good little facts here. But knowing an 11, you basically have heard tell of, and you just always thought it was like a legend, but that there are trolls, and there are these sort of winter trolls. But then also you've heard tell that maybe there's also like humanoid sized trolls, like normalish sized trolls, which is sort of weird, but they're winter and they have blue skin like the big trolls. But it's just a legend. And you always figured it was just big trolls being seen from a distance. Like there's not really human sized trolls. That's just silly. But maybe there are. So that's what you know of these guys. But there is a legend that out on the rims, and sometimes people who venture far from 10 towns have seen them from now on and again.
And
Or so the story goes. Like it's like Bigfoot or Sasquatch legends here.
I'll relay this tidbit to the group about the baby troll men.
The baby troll men, yes. The baby trolls.
Do I know if he's lost his mind yet?
I don't know about that. Anything else? Anything else, Karluk?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, "We could venture into the wastes. I got this zooming idea. We just jump on the horses. Euphemia, you just command us, and we'll go on a high adventure."
It's so funny because I was beginning to be like, I sense a Zoomy coming on, just because Halleck hasn't done that recently.
And then Halleck
the sword.
just walks into the cave.
Yeah, our mission is to find this forge of spells. We'll do that. We can zoom around the plains out here in a little while.
All right. So if you guys would like, it seems like the troll and his shorter troll are heading off into the distance. So unless anyone wants to do anything on the combat, you guys can kind of leave combat here, and you can talk about what you want to do. Are you going to head back into the cave? Are you going to explore out?
What are you doing, Janine? Oh, look at the new die.
It was above a 10. Good job.
Whatever.
You can take him, Shadeen.
I could, but I'm not going to today.
You want us to stay in order? Because I have an idea, Russ.
Sure, we can stay in order. So,
all right. Well, Euphemia.
let's let Shadeen finish his movement first, then we'll do you.
All right.
All right, Craig. Anything else you're going to do?
No.
All right. Excellent. Euphemia, what are you going to do?
Euphemia looks over her shoulder, sees Shadeen beginning to come into the cave. So she's like, okay, good. All the chickens are coming home to roost. Leads the animals in, make sure they're calm, and then begins to, pay attention to the other passageways. And she sort of squats down and begins to observe. And if Pyric, depending on what Pyric wants to do, if Pyric comes over my way, she's going to converse with him and say, I still don't think we found what we're here to find. I don't know what these ingots are. And Pyric, have you Do you know what that little that little halfling troll was? Like, I've never heard of those.
Does this jog my memory, Russ?
Make a history check.
Okay.
Whoa, nat 20.
Oh, nice. Nat 20.
Nat
Nice.
20?
Yeah, I got a 26.
Giuseppe, here's your card. Man, Pirate knows everything.
Pirate might know a
card
couple
on the
of
blue
things.
on the blue table there if you want to.
What is better? Mine is this card may be handed to GM at any time. For the following benefit, you receive the maximum amount of healing points from. And what is the new one I got?
The new one is pick your initiative order.
You can pick your initiative score.
Oh, I like that better. I'm going to return this to the table. I did that, and I'll take the new one. I'm in the wrong area, though. I don't
It's
have
up by the
screen.
cave. It's up by the cave.
Are
you inside
the cave? Yeah.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I'll fix that. Hang on. Coming over.
So yeah, I'm gonna make sure the horses get in there and check the ingots out, see what the ingots are too.
Euphemia.
Yes, Bear Brother.
While Pyric figures out the troll thing, the metal, the special metal is actually what is mined in the Wave Echo mine. And then there was a pact between the gnomes, the dwarves, and some wizards, and they created a forge called the Spell Forge, which they would use to manipulate this metal into magical items.
Oh, so where's the Spell Forge located?
That we have not located yet, so we need to. It should be somewhere in here, according to the legends.
Maybe, maybe if we have Ulrich, and being that he's a dwarf of Moradin, and of course you, Bear Brother, being a dwarf as well, maybe there's identifying marks on the ingots.
Perhaps. Pyric, what did you learn of this troll thing?
I am so in awe of my own raw intelligence that I am stunned currently. As in, I'm waiting for Russ to figure out an answer.
All right. So, so you realize that there's actually you remember hearing of these trolls, winter trolls up in the Nord, as well as trolls that are of human size that are sometimes referred to as trollkin, as of kin of trolls.
See, I knew that before you even said it. That's how smart I am.
It's just like it's like we're simpatico. That's why you wrote so well in the history check. And they too are blue. But you've heard in your research sometimes in other planes of existence in some of your research that there are different colors, and some of them even live in warmer climates. Would
you say these trollkins fill their compatriot companions with rage?
Well, it's not that they fill them with rage.
It's more that they manage their rage.
Do they manage their rage?
Out of them, yeah, they can kind of absorb their rage. Certain trollkins have that ability. Yes, and so it seems like, and they have very close connections with the more traditional, larger trolls. And they also have there's all kinds of trolls that hang out with them that are unusual and a little different than most of the other trolls found in the Sword Coast. And it seems like you didn't know that necessarily where in the Nord some of these trollkin might live, but you've heard that they're out there, and you've researched some of them in your just because it's just out of a special interest, a passion of you as the Nord, anything to do with the Nord. So you kind of get into that research. Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything dealing with somebody's big blue one, I'm on board with. So that's great. I say.
So it means the other thing with a natural 20 is that these trollkin that can remove and help manage rage with some of the larger trolls, they have special bonds and then kind of communicate with them, and some say even control them. So it's like they operate at a level closer than almost like friends or trained animals, and they've even been known to ride them occasionally. So these guys are really, really, really good with the larger trolls.
Oh, well, I convey some of this in the form of a lot of stoic silence and confusion to my party. And I feel like I turn to Euphemia and I say, we've seen a living legend, Euphemia. This creature should not be from our lands, but lands far, and maybe this dysphoria or confusion that we're feeling from the mind has like worn thin the veils between worlds. This is very interesting and very dangerous, Euphemia.
Do you think that we could communicate with such a creature? Are they hostile by nature?
I think they have their own agendas. And we can communicate with them potentially, but I am not versed in Trollkin.
Yeah, and you also know that the ones particularly that can help with managing the rage are also known as very powerful spellcasters, which means they're probably wise in their own way and can be very intelligent. And there are, they're very strict but rigid social structures, but they have those as well. Again, with the Nat 20, you just happen to have researched some of this culture, apparently.
Russ, can you move us all back inside map?
Yes, I'll bring you back inside here. So we'll all regroup just inside the doors where it's much, much warmer.
Of all the wondrous treasures we've collected, Euphemia, having seen one of these and lived might be the greatest treasure of all.
Well, that's what I was wondering, Pyric. Are there any manuscripts or tomes or books on these Trollkins? Because what if you could be the author of the wondrous Trollkin?
I read this in a tome called The War Machine versus Horde. And in that tome, it talked about terrible warcasters raging a terrible industrious war across the north. And then succumbing to some sort of terrible semantic mental illness and not understanding that it's pronounced Kador.
Wow. I had heard of that through the tales.
There's a lot going on there.
A lot to unpack.
Russ, can you the wagon in?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'll get the wagon. Be right back.
We're going to close the door behind us, Russ.
Yeah.
And bolt it.
So what's the plan? Do we rest now and then scout out the rest of this later? Or
if I might be so bold, I would recommend us going into one of the barracks that had a barred door and us go in there barred up and then barred up. And I look at Cowlick and then regroup and talk about our options.
That's a sound strategy, except we'll have to leave this cart full of precious metal sitting by itself, which I don't think we'd want to do.
I don't think it's going anywhere. It's really heavy, and there's only one way for it to go. We could take one of the wheels off the cart, and then it's going nowhere. Or we could kill and eat the horses.
No, you've already killed enough horses.
I haven't.
True. Where did they keep the horses, though? There must be some stable or some area where they fed them.
Yeah, Russ, I'm going to look around for where the horse tracks are the most heavily traveled out of this area.
I don't want to just move my character, but I'm just going to look around this direction. I'm going to go up to here and take a look.
Right. So, okay, a couple things happening here. So, the interesting thing is,
I got a nat 20. I'm trying to figure out.
Nat 20 on that, man. You're just on today. You guys are
get rid of
for that last session. John, here's your card. I just drew it next to the wagon.
I'm just going to get rid of my red card.
All right, there you go. That's good. All right, so then at 20, you can clearly see the way this door and this wooden plank was built. Here's the weird part. This carriage has only ever, with a nat 20, this would have been really hard to figure out, but you tracked it on the wood. It must be because of the weight of the wood, where the horse hoof footprints are, the fact that there's no horse tracks out of the chasm, the fact that the chasm is sloped, and there's no way the horses could have got the side of it. These horses have only come in through this front door and this double door and left through this double door.
Oh,
they've never been anywhere else in this facility.
I relate it.
And you remember with the natural 20 that the snow prints were only made for when they first left here and came back in, right? That you watched.
So it seems these were brought from the outside.
Yes.
Karlik, you said that you recognize the terrain out here?
Indeed. I believe that's my homelands, but I don't understand how we possibly could be so near to the Tin Towns from Phandalin. Can I take a look at these horses or this cart to see if I would happen to know maybe if this is something that could have been made at one of the Tin Towns? Or
sure.
There'd be a mark of a smithy on the horse's hooves or something like that?
Yeah, go for it. Make an investigation. This is investigation now because you're looking at something that's in front of you and you're trying to just get
Russ,
some.
With a 13 history, do I know where 10 Towns is located roughly in the world?
With a 13, yeah, because it's not a big secret.
Okay.
10
I don't want to know anything about it. I just want to know it's from the north. If that's where
so.
So it's from the north.
It's from Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale. Okay.
Really up north.
So somehow we're in Icewind Dale or adjacent to Icewind Dale.
You're actually in the heart of Icewind Dale. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. So.
So Calic like squints his eyes and
if you're in 10 Towns, Carlick
puts on his thinking cap. Looks very, very serious. Here we go. 16.
Nice.
Oh, that's a pretty good roll. So you're asking. So you're looking at this cart, and you're looking at the wood, and you're looking at the metal.
Yeah, and maybe like like a smithy insignia on.
Yeah. So what's interesting is along the metal. It's mostly a wooden cart, but there are some obviously metal parts, and there's some metal bands holding the wood together at key angles and spots. And along some of the metal bands, right where the yoke attaches to the cart, and it goes around the front to kind of give it a good base of attachment. You'll notice there's some runes carved into the metal. And they look like, you're not an arcane expert, but they look like there's some kind of magical runes or warding or something.
He does wield the arcane arts.
Yeah. And then that's true. You can make an arcana check if you want for that part. And then
he used to be an arcane expert till he got hit in the head.
That's true. So if you want to make an arcana check, go ahead. But also you notice that the wood and everything and the kind of wood, it's definitely wood you would not expect. These materials are very rare in 10 Towns. And
besides, Carlick, if you can't figure it out, Pyric is an arcane expert.
Yeah. So but Carlick, it'd be unlikely. This would be a very expensive cart to have built up here. It could have been maybe, but seems unlikely to you.
This is beyond even my extreme expertise and knowledge, friends. But I did find these runes carved on this metal here, Pyric, and
I confirm those are runes
pretty fluently. But instead, I will just aid you in determining what they say.
As always, I have an eye out for Ulrich, and I know he wants to wander off and find yet more trouble.
Was he reading already, Joe? Or are you just wandering around the dungeon?
I was waiting for you. Waiting for my turn.
He's right here. He was gonna wander around the dungeon, but he can't get up the cliff. He's too short.
Oh, good.
I was gonna climb up here. Is what I'm trying to get to. But I was waiting for my turn.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and we'll come back to the cart. So why don't we do Ulrich? So what are you doing? You going up this direction?
My idea is I want to get up to here. Is where I want to go.
Okay. So you can move up. You got to give me a little dexterity or strength check to climb the wall there.
I'll do
or athletics.
Athletics will work too. I'll take that also.
11.
That's good enough. It's not that hard. You got up there. You get up to the corner, and you're hearing. You got this sort of natural cave corridor going down there, and you're hearing the whooshing sound getting a little louder. Like the waves coming in out as you head down that corridor. So you think there might be you're getting closer to the whooshing noise.
All right. I want to progress where I can see no further than this right here when you're ready.
As you do so, hang on a second. Hang on. Oops, sorry.
It's always great for us when we separate. That's just fantastic. How many, you have all 3 hit points there? Ulrich, all 3?
I'm a natural scout. I can't help it.
You are, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why don't you go pet that Cyclops again?
So as you're looking down,
2 of them.
Ulrich, as you're looking down the corridor, you can just barely see the corridor start to turn and open into a broader area. And there's this sort of the whooshing sound is starting to feel more like a booming noise, and it's getting very loud from here.
Don't worry, Pirate. Nice and stealthy. He won't draw any attention.
But you may have to move a little closer to see a little more.
All right. I'm going to step back here to the top of the cliff, and I'm going to I say we rest here.
I agree. I don't agree with that. I would agree with that if I could, but I don't.
Because we die from the 1 hit point of damage. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Shanine, what would you like? We'll just keep going in order. Roughly. What are you going to do?
Did Euphemia already go?
Did she? Oh, she did not. Euphemia.
I thought we were going in turn order after Ulrich is pirate, but that's okay.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
thought we were out
It's
of
fine.
turn order.
I think we're out of turn order. I don't. Whoever would like to go next. We'll go next.
Shadeen can go next.
And I will. So I'll acrobat up. Ready for the what? I keep sliding.
So that was me. I followed, moving you off the doors.
Oh, this is doors.
To your
This
north.
is the little bridge, right?
Yes,
There's
correct.
doors right here where I'm pinging.
Right. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Okay. I'm gonna acrobat my way up over onto that cliff there. 17.
Yeah, you died.
22.
You acrobat right at that cliff.
Couple
Right up there.
flips.
Like a boss.
Superhero landing. Boom.
Sticks
I've
it.
got more than 2 hit points. Let me go.
All right.
3, 4. It's really twisty turny in here.
It
is
goes
twisty
down and
and
gets
turny,
moving
man.
as you go further on.
And yeah, and
If you
then
get in trouble, give a yell. I'll come running.
after about a minute, again, you hear that.
Perhaps you should stop yelling and go quietly.
Yeah, I
What
am.
are you talking about? I'm talking my normal voice.
I wasn't talking to you, asshat.
Right there.
Wow.
And if anything turns up, I'm going to give it an Eldritch Blast in the face.
Okay. Okay, you get to the corner there, and you can see down. You can hear the
Now,
boom.
time for a subterranean friendly merchant to come around the corner.
Yes, right. Would you care to buy? Oh, okay.
I've got healing potions.
Oh. All right. Okay. Euphemia, what would you like to do?
Pirate goes.
Pirate, what would you like to do?
I command Moody to guard that tunnel to the left.
Okay.
I go to where the expert bard wants to discuss history, because I will always take a moment to avoid danger and discuss the common experience that we all share, which is history. Oh, that's fine. Let's go up here.
All right.
And I will read, using my knowledge of the arcane. I suspect that this cart itself might be magical and summoned. And so let me see if my thoughts are to be proven yet again, because I understood where Trollkin came from. Whee! Oh, yeah, that's a 22.
All right. Yes. You see these runes on here are some kind of a set of magical inscriptions that is creating a permanent enchantment on this cart to be ever warm. And so this cart will always be a nice, comfortable temperature for anyone touching it at all, which explains why the horses are warm, because the yoke is touching them, as well as when the dark elves were sitting in it.
That is a really expensive enchantment. Euphemia, this cart is worth more than we are.
I suspected as much, Pirate.
Oh, yeah.
How many people can fit in the cart would be the next question.
Well,
I think you only need to touch the cart. So
it has only 2 seats on the front. It's a very small, like, little cart. So there's like room for basically a driver and someone riding shotgun, basically, and that's it. Now, if you wanted to sit on the cargo area there, or you wanted to sit on the metal, or somehow figure out another way to touch it, as long as you're touching it, theoretically, according to Pyrex observations, you'd be warm.
All set, Pirate?
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah.
So Euphemia will come up next to Pyric and look for Ulrich. Oh, I'm trying to move John's screen. And say, so Ulrich, I liked Pyric's idea of going to one of those other rooms. Are you feeling you don't want to do that and leave these bars here?
Well, the problem is, whatever room we go into, there may be more trouble. I'm happy to accompany you wherever you'd go, little sister.
Well, I think we should go back there. Does anybody oppose to that?
I'm not leaving these, what we just fought so hard to capture.
So that sounds like an opposed.
Oh, I like the fact that the thrall says, talking to the horses and convincing them to come with us instead. It was like a war of persuasion. That's what we fought.
Yeah, so
But I'm like, no, I like this card a lot too. Let's just rest here.
okay. Well, then I
Russ.
suggest we.
Russ, is the door barrable? I'm sorry, Rafe. Is the door lockable on the inside?
It looks like it could. It does have bar mountings. The door could
I
be
thought
barred.
it did.
The bars,
Yeah.
the bar is missing right at the moment, but you could bar it. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I will leave the more martial players of Throlric, Ulrich, and Shadeen to figure out how to guard these different entrances, or so that I do believe we all could use some rest. I know that I just learned some new creatures for my pipe. I'd like to get that out, and so she'll just go to right over here. Oop, I'm trying to move John's screen again. She will go right next to Karlik and begin to break out the cook kick and the camp and her bedroll and start cooking some meals.
Nice.
If while she's cooking, I'm gonna ask if people need me to identify any of the newfound goodies that we got, because I will do the 10-minute identify or whatever it is.
Euphemia would need that.
Okay.
And last thing is the ore in the back of the thing. Is it? I mean, I'm not sure. It's obviously very heavy. There's a lot of it, I assume. But one of the reasons we came here was to save the ore for our clan, because that was used, as mentioned by my brother, in the Forge of Spells to make some of the magic items that we came here for. So is there any place to store the ore? We should leave the ore here now, but we should find some place safe to keep it once we know where we're going.
Well, we can't leave. If we're leaving this spot, we can't leave the ore here.
I'm not leaving the spot.
Right. I mean, you're never leaving this mine?
Well, no, I'm not leaving the spot now. I'm going to.
Right.
Did you just agree with them?
I thought Shadeen was going around the corner here to.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, I misunderstood, because normally you don't make any sense, and I was thinking you were going to spend the rest of your life sitting here. So when we decide to leave this place, you're going to stay behind.
I
Be the hermit of Echo Mind Cave.
That's all right. The eternal guardian of Moradin.
I speak in Elven. Oh God, why was I blessed with such a brother?
I love it.
And so he can understand it.
That's all right. The horses and I are mocking you anyway. I'm talking with them.
It's about your level. They're intelligence too.
Horses.
Where's the?
Okay, they're smarter than you are.
To find his equal in conversation, a druid must turn to a horse.
All right.
Urinate around the air to keep the creatures out. Now listen, does anybody want to look around like Euphemia or Shadeen and see if there's a better place to rest before we decide to, or a safer place?
Poor Euphemia is half frozen to death. Karlik is bleeding all over the floor. There's blood pouring out of your armor. I say we just hunker it down for a little rest, but that would be what I say.
Catching my wind, I'll be fine.
I think Shadeen's frosty. He's wanting to go check out down the corner.
I'm staying.
All right.
I feel a pull.
Shadeen, are you going to go back or are you going to go forward?
I'm going to go
Shadeen will
forward.
be fine. Shadeen's blessed by the universe. He's fine.
Nobody can stop me except myself.
If he goes forward, I'm going to go forward where I can see him.
All right.
I want to be able to keep an eye on him in case, he disappears into a... Can I move my character up there?
Yeah, you can move up.
Okay. Why don't you go clank up there? Perfect.
All right, Shadeen. Shadeen, as you get closer, so you can now see, I think you can start to see the water, right? Yeah.
Yes,
so
I see
you're
some
seeing,
water.
You're seeing a cliff and some water.
Mm.
And you're seeing a little narrow edge overlooking a large cavern that houses a surging, seething body of water. There's a rhythmic booming that you've been hearing throughout the entire cave this entire time. It's much louder here. And at regular intervals, a fresh surge of water funnels into the chamber and slams against the wall just below the ledge. The echo suggests that this cave might have once been the arm of a much larger cavern to the northeast. You can see the water actually start to come up pretty rapidly. And it seems like there's a regular rhythm where this water surges up and comes up very near the edge of the cliff and then goes back down and then comes back in again every couple of minutes, probably, if you just start counting off the top of your head.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
The Thunder Cliffs.
Counting. Have you looked at my intelligence?
Great. Now it's good. It can't be worse than mine.
Oh,
I
if you're
think
not
it's
very
now
wise, are you?
1.
Half our party is 9 intelligence.
But Ulrich's not very wise either.
4.
I actually am very wise.
Then why the hell are you doing this?
I'm smarter than you.
I'll give you. I'll
I
tell
don't
you
have to
one
outrun the
word,
enemy.
pirate.
I have to outrun
So-
the enemy.
There's a bunch of
That's two words.
entrances here, huh?
Yes. So you have many options. So to the north, there's the water that's coming in and out. Looks like
Yeah.
there's an entrance from the north to the water in and out. And then in the south, there's a passage that looks like it's been carved. I'm pinging it. Can you see me pinging, Craig?
Yep, I can.
Down here, it goes to the left. It's been carved. And then an uncarved passage leads off in the lower right there area.
And there's a compass rose right here. We're right at the corner of the world, folks.
And you're on the corner of the map. Yes.
There's not much
Um,
farther for us to go.
I'm no longer making fun of Ulrich with the horses. I'm now doing it with pirate.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go back over here.
And then
to
when
Ulrich,
pirate
I'm
says
gonna
something
say,
witty, I repeat it to the horse.
I thought this area might be secure, but there's a bunch of entrances and exits. I think we should go back.
Very good. I'll go back with you.
All right.
Whoa, you go fast.
That's for a short guy.
Five squares at a time, my friend. 5 squares at a time.
All right. Okay. So what's the plan? You guys have regrouped at the doors here.
So this would be
Say we take a lengthy rest at our normal watch order.
yeah. This is
Pirate, how long can you keep Moody around?
24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will
Then
he
how
eat
long
us
does
at
he go
night?
away for?
He
You know
goes
how
away
there's
for a
those-
couple of weeks.
You know how there's those legends where the cats will suck your breath out while you're sleeping? Does Moody do that?
Oh, only when I tell him to.
That and
All right.
So just for security reasons, understand behind us, as I point Bushadine and I came, there's the rhythmic whooshing river thing, and there's several exits to get in and out.
he's a
If we go-
poet, this one.
If we go this way, it's the way we came, so we know that we've cleared it. If we go this way, that's in one way over. The spiders came out of this way, and then that we heard and came up here to escape with the cart and the black spider guy who's been out.
Yeah, when we were in the barracks way down here somewhere, I heard spiders behind the barricaded door. But
Yeah,
maybe it's
agree.
the ones that came out.
I'm pretty sure they came this way, meaning that there's probably not too much around you have to worry about directly that will come to us. So I feel safe enough staying here for the good next 8 hours and getting our breath back.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Moody will scare the crap out of whoever wanders into this room.
I'm thinking Moody scares the crap out of me and things on fire.
That's true.
As they're all, go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, a lengthy rest, get our wind back under us, and then hopefully find the Spellforge.
Right.
And Euphemia's goals would be to have Pyric identified.
Yep.
Be attuned, rest, and also look in that little river so we don't have to just have iron rations. See if there's any little smelt fish, maybe some freshwater clams, some freshwater mollusks, maybe some edible seaweed.
Give me a nature check there, hunting girl.
For survival?
Or survival, yeah. I'll take
No,
it.
nature's good. I'm good at nature because I took the survival thing. 14 total.
You find some very small minnows, but nothing really. Maybe you could throw them in a light broth, but nothing great.
Yeah. A little extra protein, liven some stuff up. Anybody have an easy way to catch them?
Hey, look, there's a big fish right there.
My brother likes to go splashing around after animals. Send him in.
Yes. So Ulrich does a nature check or a survival check and gets an 18.
I use my vicious savagery cantrip to grow nails and spike me a fish and throw it out like a bear would.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. All right. So is everybody's in agreement then for a long rest, normal watch?
A couple of things. I've got a couple of things.
What else? What's happening on the long rest? So I'm hearing
I want to
movement, identify what else?
Yes. It's the boots in particular because Thrall needs to attune to those so that he can stop being so slow mentally and physically.
Ooh.
And then
You nailed the name correctly and the description correct.
and then we need this bow for Euphemia because that's very, very important.
And check the quiver too, Pyric.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shadeen, did you have any items that you wanted its arcane innards presented to the universe?
No.
Okay.
Is identify a ritual?
I can ritually cast it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a ritual spell.
Can you check out the dwarf runestone? That is it all it does just identify my.
Yes, I did that last time.
Yeah, that's been checked already.
And then I looked deep into my understanding of the legend of Trollkin and asked the universe, have we done enough story yet to level up?
Good question. Actually, you are all going to level at this long rest because you have foiled the plans of the Dark Elves and recovered the metal and figured out a little bit what's going on here at the mine. So yes, you are leveling up.
I'm so excited about another session where all we do is mechanics and roll20.net. I'm actually very excited about this.
So yes, so you're going to level up. It's perfect timing. But I figure we got a couple minutes left here. We can do the things we learn about our magic weapons. Is there anything else people want to do during this long rest besides sleep and grow wiser and more powerful?
Pyric, did you misspeak or did you act? I don't want those boots.
I'm taking the boots.
It was Ulrich.
Striding and springing?
No. Thralric. If I said Thralric when I meant Ulrich, I meant Ulrich. Thralric, I think you are brilliant. You are the great horse scholar who has saved us all. That is currently my opinion of you. And since you know that I like you so much for this, because I keep it all to myself.
It's all right. Pyric. I know to elves, all us dwarves look alike.
I might have said Thralric.
I think he said exactly what he meant. I'm just...
Well, that's why Ulrich said that. He's like, oh, you got the name right.
Nailed it.
No, it is Ulrich who needs a little springy time.
Also, before my animal speaking wears off, I'm gonna have one of them put an apple in a road apple in Ulrich's backpack.
I'm up on the cliff. They can't get up there. Ah!
I do want to have one quiet moment with Euphemia while she's cooking. And while everybody else is doing their various shenanigans with road apples or staring into the darkness or thinking about the history of 10 towns. Yeah. Euphemia.
Yes, Pyric.
I've spent some time with myself in this journey. And I very much think that you may be alarmed with some of the choices and changes that I've been through. But know that I now agree with the dwarves. We are at war, and morality is a luxury.
I have noticed that the combat with our opponents and the slaying of various humanoids have seemed to not cause so much consternation in irrateness, but I'm not so sure it's the right path. But
there's no grieving left in me.
I can tell. And are you okay with these choices?
These are the choices put forth by me, by Agma. And so I do not have I have no agency in this. The universe dictates our path. And I look at Shadeen.
That's how I understand it.
Yep. There's been no choice here. All agency has been removed.
I'm sorry.
I do believe in the power of Moradin, and I do think he protects us. And so as long as Moradin watches over us, I think that we'll be okay.
True that.
Yep. Because we have to go fix Agma's altar after we finish whatever we have to do for the dwarves.
You'll have to tell me about Agma over dinner because I'm not familiar.
Oh. It's the great and glorious that brings all arcane things into reach of us mortals.
Is it a god?
Oh, yes, she is. Oh, yes, they are.
What do they look like?
See that thing my brother left in my backpack? That's Agma.
Oh, jeez.
She looks like they look like the sparkle of the moon. on a completely clear day.
Interesting. I'll have to learn more.
Absolutely. The dwarves believe in anything that they can hammer. Ogma believes in all those things between spaces.
Oh.
Eric, I would kindly appreciate it in the future if you do not put me in the same box as my brother.
Oh, the thing I love about you most, Thrall, is that you spend most of your time as not a dwarf.
You know what I like best about him? He's often quiet when he's often in animal form, just growls and makes noises.
All right. Before we run out of time tonight, everybody's got Doc. You haven't spoken in a while. Is there anything special Karlik needs to do during the long rest? Changing any spells or anything?
Cowlick
Painting a miniature.
Yeah, is pondering where could these ooze or the black spiders have been going in Tin Towns. I'm thinking about each of the towns in turn and trying to figure out where would they have taken these metals. I'm trying to think about characteristics of these towns and maybe something we could ask the horses that would help us identify where they were headed, because the horses must have been there before. So maybe there'd be some defining characteristics
That's true.
that would help us figure out where they were headed. And then Cowlick forgets all these ideas, but he'll probably remember them in the morning.
Could I have heard him mumbling the ideas before he forgets them? Because those were brilliant.
Make a perception check. Sure. All right. Good job. You can hear him mumbling all that.
You want us to level up, Russ?
Nat 20!
Oh, here's Cowlick talking to himself.
Well, you can have a nice long conversation with Doc about exactly what his intentions are.
I think I make it a habit to hang around Karlik when he's just before he goes to sleep every night, because he talks to himself, and that's where it's like his best
really
idea.
Wise
so
for bedtime.
I just take them all in. I mean, the other night he was talking about how I should speak to animals if they're ever running away, so I just claimed that as my own idea.
Doc, take a point of inspiration for.
I do have a question for Karlik, real quick. Karlik, do you believe if we were to leave here, that you could, since you say you recognize this land, you could direct us? If the horse thing doesn't work out, could you direct us to a civilization nearby?
Oh, you could rely on my expertise and knowledge of these areas for sure, Thrall. I'm sure I can guide us to many safe accommodations.
Excellent.
Do I have a map of the area, Russ? Or
you probably do have a map. You want to share it now?
Oh yeah, I will share the map.
All right. So
when I look at this map, Russ, and I understand history, and I was very interested in drawing up the fiefdom of Lord Hallwinter.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that Neverwinter is nowhere near Icewind Dale, right?
Correct.
So there is some sort of dimensional or spatial change between where we are and the dwarves' mine and its entrance. Like something has happened.
Yes. Something's not there. There's something weird has happened. Yeah.
Do I
connecting it to the Iron Kingdoms?
Do I think this is something that's what is one of the reasons why these mines stay so secret is because they move around, and this is a fluctuating state, or is this a fixed point on all these maps?
Ooh, that's a great question. That is a really good theory. Take a point of inspiration for that theory, and make a history check.
Oh, I'm feeling good about that. Whoop. Yeah, that's a 24.
Yeah, you feel like it seems like the best theory would be that it would be really hard to find something that was not always in the same place, and so maybe it's possible that this thing moved.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Ogma's gonna be pissed.
In fact, some of the weirdness that you're thinking about, the blinking and the stars and stuff with your arcana and history knowledge, those are sort of some of the side effects / things that happen sometimes when there's some kind of strange magical transport involved.
All right, I remember a story about a Cyclops who was moving his mountain around, and then there's a whole string of flaming horses that had to get to there by sunset, or they could not take the castle and destroy the great Cyclops with the burning love of theirs. Is that the story?
Could be.
Okay, I'm looking for a 5-pointed star now. That's what I'm looking for at all times. I'm looking for a 5-pointed star. And before Thrall could even disparage how great that lore and tale is.
All right. So
doesn't Shadeen have a 5-pointed star?
I think that actually is true.
What?
All right. So as we get to the end of our session here, I wanted to share a couple of things real quick. So there is going to be identification and attunement. You said on the bow, right, Euphemia?
And also I want him to check out the quiver too, or the arrows.
Got it. So quiver and arrows are normal. The bow is this. So there is quite a bit of there's a lot of goblin on it, and you realize there's a lot of goblin language involved with utilizing the bow. The most important thing, though, is after sort of Pyric does his identification and explains all of this to you that I'm showing you now, he sort of says, as he's handing you the bow, you realize the bow sort of speaks to you, and it says sort of in broken half goblin, half common, that troll stole your kill. You should seek vengeance.
Wait, it stole my kin or my kiln?
Your kill.
Oh, my kill. Okay. Ooh, pirate. This spoke.
Achievement unlocked. You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@the d6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.